So you're building your baby registry and you have no idea to where to begin. I have built out videos that go section by section, just as Amazon does if you're building your registry through Amazon. So grab yourself a cup of something and let's chat. All right. So the next section I want to go through is actually called activity/gear. Kind of a weird one for them to put together, but whatever reason, that's why they do it. I hope that this takes some of the stress away from building out your registry. I did so much research on every little thing and I watched so many videos, so I hope that this one just helps you put something together. Anyway, so the first one that was our saving grace, was a vibrating bouncy chair. We put him in there just to hang out. We put him in there. Sometimes he took a nap in there. If I was home by myself and needed to shower or cook or anything in those first couple months, honestly, until probably he was about 3.5, maybe 4 months, we just carried him around and moved him room to room wherever we needed to go and had him in that vibrating chair. Not always with vibrate on, but if he was getting fussy, sometimes I'd turn it on or I'd use my foot to bounce it, or if I had an extra hand. So definitely recommend one of those. A swing that goes both ways. So not one that just goes this way, one that you can actually turn the seat and then the seat goes side to side, or front to back rather than side to side, if that makes sense. So it would be like the difference of somebody like rocking them this way versus rocking them this way. I hope you can see that. I don't know if that makes sense at all. But again, if we were between tummy time and naps and play, we would put him in there. Sometimes he took naps in there. Sometimes he played. It played music. I was gonna see if I can link the one below. I built my registry on Amazon. Of course I can. But his had a mirror up above with little toys that hung down, and he even loved just kind of like staring at himself in the mirror. It was very cute. But having one that swings both ways is a godsend. I had several friends that had one that just swung one way and they ended up barely using their swings because their little ones just didn't like it. So definitely having one that swung both ways helped. And we did find out very quickly that he liked swinging one way way more than swinging the other. All right. A third one on the list is a play gym. So somewhere where your little one can do tummy time or play on their back, and there's things hanging over both crossbars where they can roll around and play with something over here. Definitely encourages tummy time, rolling over, and kind of independent play, just because there's so much to look at. And I loved ours. Now, our kick mat. Now, we picked a piano one. I shouldn't say I still am a very musical person. I grew up as a very musically inclined individual. I don't get as much into it as an adult. Wish I did. But picked a piano kick mat where there was a bar hanging above with little things dangling, and then when he kicked, it would play different music, beats, and we actually just put it away, which I know now he's 10 months, but the one that we got, the piano went from being like a kick plate, so you could rotate it up, and he could sit and like pat on it like a drum, but he is now officially trying to use it to climb on, so it is time to be put away. But a water tummy time mat. This one he still plays with and still really likes. We got it out probably when he was around 3.5, 4 months. And you fill the inside with water, you blow up the rim, and then there's little they almost look like they're made with like foam board, and then the fish and little things move around. And he loved it because every time he smacked it, all the stuff would kind of wiggle. And the last one I have for activity is a 3-in-1 spin activity center, I guess you could call it. So when this is the one where they can sit in and they can spin around and play with all the different things up top. But the one that we picked, actually you can take the seat out of, and there's an insert that kind of, ours just kind of sits on top. It clips in a way, but it comes right off. But where it has like different sections where some of the toys like weren't all fully connected, and they're different shapes, and he can put the shapes in the different holes. And he loved it as an activity center. He loved it as something where he could walk around, and kind of as the table where he could put the little shapes through. But we did have to take the seat off around 7 months. And I don't know if this is normal for 7 months old, but when he was jumping, he was big enough where he could like rock it off like back and forth and get like the front feet or the back feet off. So we took the chair off and turned it just into the table, and he probably could still play with it. I mean, he still like is like inching and like walking around it, but I just feel like it's time to put it away, because he's had it out a lot, and just I feel like it's time. Gear wise, okay, so I have 3 different ones for gear, and one of them is one we actually bought ourselves afterwards, and I kind of wish we would have had it the whole time. But okay, so we got the Ergo Baby Wrap Original. Now there are a bajillion different Ergo Babies. I wanted just plain, simple, one that I could wear him from newborn on. I love it. I strapped him to my chest at maybe 2-3 weeks old, and we ran errands and did a bunch of stuff. I was a nervous wreck. And now it's second nature for him to just wear them and run into Target, or, you know, go for a walk in like there's like a little town that's super cute to walk around and like go grab coffee. But loves it now. We have since got the Ergo Baby Alta, and it's one that, I don't know if you guys have seen the Tush Baby, but it has a pad on the side that's similar to that, where like you could like rest them on your hip, and it's awesome. It takes like almost like all of the weight off like your back and your shoulders and everything. But then it has a removable zipper pouch where you can throw it over your neck and your shoulders and wear them and be hands-free. And I just like that it is a combo one. I do wish we got it sooner. Definitely isn't one that you could have, like that I could have worn with him as a newborn. So I'm glad that we have the other wrap. But we just got the Alta when he was about like 7.5 months. And I definitely would have used it even earlier than that for like a lot of like walking and things. But like travel wise, I definitely wouldn't be able to wear that one on an airplane. Like to have that like hip piece when you're sitting wouldn't work. I'm also very short torsoed, so I don't know. Maybe taller people could sit while wearing it. But the other one we got was the Boba Wrap, and let me tell you, I thought I was going to be in love with this thing. I don't know if you're new here, but I've said it before. I'm very crunchy. I can dabble in the hippy dippy side of life. And I was like, I'm going to strap that baby to me. I'm going to wear him. I'm going to be cooking and cleaning and doing whatever I need to do. And I tried so many times. I watched so many videos on how to tie this thing. And it would say like, cross in front of your sternum. And then I would slide it in, and his little head was like, literally like at my lip, almost my nose. And even my husband tried to help me, and he was like, babe, I just don't think that this works for you. I think my torso is just too small. And then I talked to another friend who we are built very similarly, and she was like, it did not work for me. And I was like, oh my God, kind of thank God, because I didn't know if it was user error. So, but she kind of came up with the same conclusion. So we have one, and it didn't work for us, which made me very, very sad. But maybe keep that in mind if you are also short torsoed. I am about 5'2.5", 5'3", barely. And I'm probably 80% leg to torso. Now, those are just 2 sections that I'm going to go through. I'm going to continue this as a series and work through each section that Amazon has you build on your registry. I really hope this helps. If you made it to the end, go ahead and, I don't know, put some hearts or something in the comments. I would love to hear if there is any items that you guys have found that you recommend or maybe don't recommend. Kind of like I mentioned, the wrap didn't really work for me. But as always, first I should say, I will put links below. They are affiliate links. I do make a small commission if you use any of them, but it comes at no additional charge to you. And if you do click on them, thank you in advance for supporting me and my channel. But as always, thank you for coming for the friendship, but staying for the organized chaos. Bye.